Hello everybody, this is Jan Meheber. We are buying a property right now, and what is the step from A to Z? What do we do in order to get to the finish line? After all, you want to see, you find something nice, you want to execute on the property, but you want to make sure that you're going to the finish line. So we're going to start with the lender, right? What does the lender require? Number one, this is all has to go with streamlining with the lender, because the lender is the one that's going to close on the property. So we need to respect what they want, and we have to act in a timely manner. Remember, once you sign a contract, time is of the essence, and you have to go fast. You have to run with that. You can blink and you can take your time. You have to have all your ducks in a row. Lender requirement, number one, personal financial, right? Okay, so we need to provide the lender personal financial about ourselves, including bank statements, tax return, and most of the time they're going to ask for proof of funds, although that doesn't come until later end. So personal financial is extremely important to give to the lender, and make sure that it's very much organized with bank statement, 3 months bank statements, as well as a proof of fund, how you're going to close on a property. Number two, due diligence. Okay, due diligence on a property, what does it mean? The lender, you need to convince your lender this property make sense. How do we do that? Okay, that's what we call due diligence. For example, we need rentals. We need rent camps in the area. We need a future plan to raise rent. Yes, pro forma model. Okay, call it. Okay, let's talk about it. Rent roll for the property, we have to make sure we give an accurate rent roll. More often than that, we ask for rent roll, and I get, let's say right now we're in June, here's the rent roll for March. Are you kidding me? I need accurate rent roll as of today, not as of 2 or 3 months ago. So we need a rent roll, we need rent camps. So what does it mean? We need to be able to demonstrate to the lender that the rent in the area are going to support the property, as well as the rents in the area are actually higher than the subject property. After all, you're buying the property to improve it, raise the rent. If you can't raise the rent, we didn't do anything. So we need to make sure that the camps in the area going to support a higher rent for the same class of building. What does it mean? Do not compare, if the subject property is 1970s, you have to find another camps that is 1970 vintage, not a brand new construction. A brand new construction will demand a much higher rent. The next thing is we have to see pro forma model. What does it mean? I'm going to the bank, okay? I'm going to beg the bank. I'm not saying beg, but literally, I'm going to ask the bank, Mr. Lender, please believe in me and give me a mortgage. Why should I give you a mortgage? Because of your blue eyes? No. I give you a mortgage because I believe in the cause. I believe the building makes sense. I believe that you can raise the rent. So you need to put together a pro forma model to demonstrate why and where do you think the rents are going to go. List of capex. What does it mean? In order to improve the property and get more rent, okay, you will need to raise the rent by form of doing new kitchens, new bathroom, new flooring. Therefore, you're able to raise the rent and demand more from your new tenant, because now you have a good story. You can't just ask for more money just because. You have to have a good story. We need to give also T12 expense. What is a T12 expenses? A T12 expenses, basically, it illustrates the property ability history, whether it's making money or not making money. That's what we call net operating income. When you provide a T12 mean is the last 12 months income and expense for the property. What does it mean? Expenses and income. T12 income and expense. You want to be able to see that the property throws enough income to pay the mortgage. So therefore, the net operating income is extremely important. So we are looking, so for example, we are looking, when you buy a property, you want to be, the higher the number, cap rate, the better the deal is. So I'm going to go right now to cap rate, okay? Right? Cap rate. What is a cap rate? The cap rate measure the return that the property is going to give you every single year. The higher the cap rate, the better the deal is. So right now, the average cap rate is 6 cap. Average cap is 6%. And how do you calculate the cap rate? Take the income minus the expenses. Now you have the net operating income divided by the purchase price. So I know this is a lot of information to swallow. I don't blame you guys, and I apologize for that, but this is extremely important when you go and present the lender, okay, which is sorry, because I'm a lender. Why should I give you a loan? And by the way, very important, personal financial statement. Also, what we have to give, it's extremely important. More than anything else, resume. You need to be able to demonstrate to the lender, here's my background, here is my resume, this is what I've done in the past, and I'm going to continue doing the same thing in the future. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Therefore, the background information, your resume, and what you did in the past is extremely important in order for you to maintain a good mortgage. Very, very important, the resume. Extremely important. And then the diligence part, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, those are all has to do with the property. Because when I assume, by the way, guys, I assume very much that before you go to the lender, you already did your due diligence, you did your homework, and the property that you are looking to buy, pencil out. You like what you see, you like the numbers, therefore, you're going to move forward. You're not going to ask the lender, Mr. Lender, does the property make sense? Should I buy the property? The last thing you want to do is waste the lender time. Do not waste lender time and go ask the lender opinion whether it's a good property or not. The lender assume that you did your homework, and therefore, they are going to move forward and start a due diligence process to give you a loan. So we talk about due diligence, we talk about rent roll, we talk about rent camps, future plan to raise the rent by a form of capex, new kitchens, new bathrooms, pro forma model. Really important to provide a model pro forma for the lender to show where are the rents right now and where the rent's going to be in the future. And then, of course, you want to show the T12, the last 12 months income and expense. Sometimes the lender will ask for 2 years income and expense for the property. Now, here's a little tricky situation. The way the current owner operate the property is much different than the way you're going to operate. Therefore, you may see a lot of unnecessary expenses in the T12 that you might have to make aware of the lender, because when you take over the property, you are going to operate it in a much better way in order for you to get the returns that you want to. So it's extremely important when you do get the T12 from the current seller to look at it line by line. We are going to do a class about it, line item by line item, because a lot of the expenses that the seller may represent are not to be there, and they might potentially hurt you getting the mortgage. For example, they're going to put in the expense line item traveling. Are you kidding me? Or they're going to put car expense. No one cares about that. So you have to make sure, you have to be aware of what you're looking at. Okay, and at the end of the day, we must be in a very good cap rate. 6 cap, north of a 6 cap is very, very good. So we're going to be north of a 6 cap. And how do you measure the cap rate? You take the income minus the expense, you have the net operating income, you divide that by the purchase price, and that's your cap rate. Okay, thank you for coming.